and begin. Week 7 weekly tilting competition is off. We have Smebbity on the top left, Mr. Religious on the top right, SolidMustard on the bottom left, and Drahuska on the bottom right. All trying to get as far as they can on this first seed. The two furthest will advance to the second round. Ecto, thank you for the 30 months subscription support to the channel. What's that, 2.5 years? Good Lord. I think that's as long as I've been affiliate. All right. Competitors already off to a strong start here. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are joining in on all the streams. Links posted in the chat so that our competitors can go as slow or as fast with as few or as many marbles as they see fit. Top right, Mr. Valindris, going pretty quick. Bottom left, SolidMustard double-clicking like a madman. Wants as much time for the later levels as possible. Could be a good decision. But that could also reduce the total numbers available to him. That's always the trick that the competitors have to balance out. How fast do you want to go and how many people do you want to keep around? If you go too fast, people don't always stick around. So we'll see what happens. All right, Smebbity on the top left, cruising through level 2. I will say, I think I was quite generous with these seeds. I can't speak for level 25 on either of them, but up until level 25, I think I was quite generous. Not to say there aren't challenges, but you know, I think our competitors will be able to cruise through these levels quite quickly. Ooh, Solid with a little bit of a bad bump there. If we were speed tilted, that would be a costly mistake. Thankfully, we're not. But you should be able to grind through these levels very quickly on a reset, which is kind of what I was going for. These seeds wouldn't be very exciting for any other format. Speed tilting, quite boring. 100%'s quite boring. But it allows you to go through them very quickly, which I think is good for a distance tilt here. So we'll see what our competitors can do. SolidMustard already on level 4. We will be going by in real time that you reach the levels, not by the game time, but the in real time when you reach the levels as tiebreakers. So we'll see. As it's set up for next week, it looks to be Captain Cats, Ms. Waffles, Ravi, and Crest, depending on availability. We'll see how it goes. So thank you all for, like I said, I had plenty of people for next week. It was just hard to get people this week. It's a tough week for a lot of people, apparently. But here we go. Bottom left, SolidMustard already on level 5. Top left, Smebbity loading up level 4. Mr. Valindris cruising through level 3. And Drahuska on the bottom right, cruising through level 4, trying to push through. Again, these are very, very easy seeds. You're welcome. until it matters. So we'll see what happens when they hit the tough stuff. I tried to get that 1 through 10 to be very easy. So you're all welcome. Pretty sure they've just been open straight lines for the most of it. But I make no promises after level 25. All right, top left, Smebbity hits level 5. Bottom right, Drahuska hits level 5. Top right, Mr. Valindris on level 4. And SolidMustard now 2 levels ahead of Mr. Valindris on level 6. So here we go. SolidMustard just cranking through these levels as quickly as possible. Again, make sure you're joining in on all the channels competing today. Can I make my own seeds? If you want to violate Marble's terms of service and crack through the Unreal code, you could probably reverse engineer any tilt level with the randomizer, but pretty sure you get in a lot of trouble for doing that. But totally possible. Totally possible. Chad Reed coming in with a raid. Hello, Chad Reed. Welcome, everybody. This is the weekly tilting competition. Although coming from Chad Reed, you probably know that, as they are the week 6 defending champion. Did very well last week. That video is up on YouTube. If you missed it, link down below. Check it out. All the weekly tilting competitions are on that YouTube channel. This week's competition is a distance format. So we're going to see how it goes here. SolidMustard cruising through. You know, I'm starting to feel like this is too easy. Was I too generous with these levels? I think I might have been too generous with these levels. I mean, these are really easy fucking levels. If you guys can't grind 2 attempts in an hour on this seed, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't tell you. I think they're pretty nice seeds. Just saying. It was not easy finding 2 seeds. Now, the second seed is not as easy, I'll be honest. Second seed is not as quick in the first levels. But trying to find 2 seeds sequentially that both did what I wanted them to do, it took a while. It did take a while. SolidMustard in level 8 on the bottom left. Cruising through them. These might be some speedrun level times here. It's going to be some very good times. SolidMustard 314 to level 9. Pretty good. Mr. Valenders on the top right, cruising through these octagons. Splashing down into the wind bin. Going very quickly. Top left, Smebbity. Loading up level 7. And bottom right, Drahuska. Loading up level 8. So it looks like SolidMustard is poised to be the first one to reach the pink levels. Cruising through the octagons and parallels. Has the 3 up front, killing everything else in the back. Still 1 marble lurking in the back somewhere. Probably going to die on this turn. No. Hangs in there. There it is. There's their own marble. So, SolidMustard, first one to reach level 10. And they're probably going to continue blazing through these tracks. Right side, Mr. Valenders on level 7. Left side, Smebbity on level 8. Bottom right, Drahuska pushing through level 8. Looking good so far. We'll probably go full screen to focus on one of our competitors soon enough. In fact, let's go to SolidMustard on the pink level. So here we have SolidMustard on level 10, the first pink level of the day. Looking for the timing on the squeege. Can they get in there? Whoo, cutting that close. Scuffs one off the back down to 3. It's going to have to be a little cautious. But timing looks good on the second squeege. So they'll have time to collect. Get all their marbles in. Looks like they're handling it well. Pulls through the left side. Oh, clips! The marble needs to pull back. Needs to pull back. Woo-hoo-hoo. Using that narrower to their advantage. Could have also pulled back into the squeege, but decided to go for the narrow on that one. SolidMustard going real fast. Only knows to go forward. Can't go backwards. And that's a 49-second level 10. That's pretty good. All right. Smebbity load up level 9 on the top left. Top right, Mr. Valenders going through level 8. And Drahuska on the bottom right going through level 9. So it might be Drahuska, second one to level 10 here. Pushing through these generous levels. Oh, Drahuska needs to make up their mind here. Finally figures out a way to go through those octagons. Had a weird spread of marbles coming through it. But they will have 3 coming in. And Drahuska's second one to level 10. There it is. SolidMustard on the bottom left. Revolving door into squeege. Has to wait a little bit. but then it's pretty smooth sailing after that. Top left, Smebbity also having trouble on the octagons. Top right, Mr. Vlinders, will they have trouble on the octagons? That's the question. Good line with SolidMustard on the bottom left here, swirling through the thumbs. Has a chance to peel off of the X room to go straight into the squares. And that's looking what they'll do. No, they're going to collect in the corner and avoid the X room entirely. Just as good of a move. Likes peeling through the middle of those squares. Not sure if that's the fastest way to go about it, but seems to be comfortable for them. Good line through the crescents. Loses one more, but they're not worried about it. And they're just going to slop the rest of the marbles into the wind bin there. And there it is. SolidMustard reaches level 12. Drahuska keeps a good line through the squeegees on the bottom right. Pouring through level 10. Drahuska will be the second one to reach level 11. So Drahuska picking up the pace here in the mid-levels. Top right, Mr. Vlinders just reaching 10. Bottom or top left, Smebbity reaching 10. Has a little bit of a division getting into the squeege, but gets it all back under control. And is now going down to that second squeege. Looks like they're going to just miss the timing on the inside of it. They can swirl around to the outside of it, but it might cost them a marble or two. Not that it's a big deal. Good control from Smebbity there in the top left. Pushing through the squeege. And they should have that under control. So the tilter is starting to collect here, all within 2 levels of each other in the pink difficulty. Can start to feel a little bit of tension rising. One little mistake could put any of our players in a tough situation. SolidMustard on the bottom left, cruising down these levels. Top left, Smebbity reaches 11. Top right, Mr. Villagers getting through the second squeege of level 10. Or is that the first squeege? That's the first squeege of level 10. And bottom right, Drahuska working on a level 11. It looks like that was an easy level 12 for SolidMustard. Smebbity starting to pick up the pace, now up to a level 11. So keeping those 2 levels distance between themselves and SolidMustard. Mr. Vlinders getting as many marbles to the end of the wind bin as possible, just in case something goes wrong. Always good to have extra marbles in a tough situation. And they're through with a nice line. Drahuska on the bottom right, about to finish level 11. I think we'll go full screen on Drahuska for level 12. Gets 1 marble hung up in the back there. They're just going to throw him off the board. Heretic! We'll see what happens as they go through. All right, SolidMustard at the bottom left, coming up to the first tricky combo, level 13. A squeege static bridge combo. You need to be behind the squeege to have the most time, or you can rush it in front of the squeege. Looks like they're going to wait. That's a good decision. It's going to cost them about 10 seconds, but assures them plenty of time to get into that bridge. And let's go take a look at Drahuska on level 12. Drahuska collecting into the corner before the bridge. And then has to get through the next set of thumbs. Will they keep a line or will they slop it? They're going to keep a line. Very nice thread through the gap there. Can they keep the gap all the way to the bridge? It looks like it. They can collect on the side of the bridge. And they do a little bit of scatter. Loses 1 more down to 3. Needs to get them in a straight line. There it is. And now a nice, easy X-room, thumbs, narrower wind bin finish. Oh no, Drahuska! Couldn't handle the full screen pressure. Should have collected forward, but pulled back instead. And unfortunately, Drahuska going to be behind the 8-ball now, as they're going to have to sprint back up to catch up with the other competitors. So Drahuska enters round 2. Time to close the gap. Top right, Mr. Vlinders on level 11. Top left, Smebbity on level 12. Bottom left, SolidMustard on level 14. Cruising through here. We might go full screen on a level 13 for Smebbity to see how well they handle the squeege single bridge. Let's see what happens here. Looking like a good line for SolidMustard in the bottom left. Is going to pull back before hitting the wall. Good move. Probably just going to slop it here. No, goes for a full collection. Going to try to weave the marbles through the rest of it without collecting. And they do. So SolidMustard, first one to reach level 15. And now the levels are going to start taking a little longer to get through. Top left, Smebbity working on 12. Top right, Mr. Valunder's loading up 12. And again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're in all our competitors' channels. Links are in chat. Thank you again for being here. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Let's see what all we get today. Smebbity taking it cautiously in the thumbs bridge combo. That'll give them a nice, easy finish here. Bottom left, SolidMustard into the first windshield wiper, followed by a revolving door. Should not be a tricky combo for them. Needs to wait for the next gap. There it is. And then it's going to be egg basket, drawbridge after that. Top left, Smebbity. About to finish level 12, and we'll go full screen on them for level 13. Looks like Mr. Valunder's in the top right, also going through. Good collection in the corner there. So Smebbity just a couple seconds ahead of Mr. Valunder's. And I think there's actually a full minute in-game time between Mr. Valunder's and Smebbity. So Mr. Valunder's taking a little bit longer to get through these levels, or to load up these levels, but getting through them a lot faster. A minute faster in total. And Drahuska putting on the speed in the bottom right, already back to level 4. Let's go full screen on Smebbity. Smebbity on level 13, the first tricky level of the run. Tilt tile crescents into revolving door. Looks like they've got a pretty good setup. And they're in. Coming up to that squeegee bridge combo. We'll see how they fare getting into it. Looks like they have perfect timing to be behind the squeege, so they're going to peel right in. And then it's all about the collection before the bridge. A little bit of scatter between the marbles, but looks like they've got it under control. Getting some security taps in there. They're past the corner, coasting through. Very patiently done by Smebbity there. It's going to keep all 11 marbles in the field, and right into the wind bin they go. Fantastic level 13 execution by Smebbity there. Well done. Let's go back to the coverage. All right, Mr. Validris also pushing through that same spot, getting 18 out of 19 marbles through that tight spot. And that'll get them through level 13 as well. So both Smebbity and Mr. Validris keeping pace for pace. Bottom left, SolidMustard had a little indecision coming up to that tilt tile. Lost 2 boards down to, I believe, 6, maybe 5. As they go through the rest of the level. The rest of the level is pretty wide open. And they are down to 6 on level 16. Meandering through, looking pretty good. Keeping a nice tight line. Good timing on the windshield. It's going to be a fast level 16 for SolidMustard here. They're going to jump the gun on it. Good choice. Saves them a couple seconds. Chance to regroup in the middle, and they do. And SolidMustard blazes through level 16 in 1 minute 15 seconds. That's speed run levels. And they are now on to level 17, ladies and gentlemen. Just got in the bottom right, now up to level 7, going very fast, making up a lot of time here. So they're still definitely in the fight, especially if another tilter falters before time. As far as time goes, we are 20 minutes into the first hour, so 1/3 of the way through. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Excuse me. On level 17. Looking to peel into the corner of the X room. A little too much scatter to get across into the bridge. Top left, Smebbity. Top right, Mr. Verlinders. Both loading up 15 now. Mr. Verlinders continuing to tack on more time. 1:15 now. In-game faster than Smebbity. SolidMustard over the top. Pushes through. Uh-oh. Did Drahuska fall again? Drahuska's cracking under the pressure. They need to catch their breath here. They need to refresh. Drahuska's letting the tournament get to him. So they will be restarting. But still plenty of time. 40 minutes. Top left. On their first red level, Smebbity. And Mr. Verlinders on the first level, red level on the right. Coming into the windshield wiper. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Ready to go for level 18. Is pushing the time right now. These fast red levels are really putting a gap between them and the other competitors. Almost a full difficulty ahead of the competition. And good timing on the sliding bridge screech combo for Smebbity on the top left there. They're going to blaze through that section. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Gets across the sliding bridge. Not quite going to make the timing for the squeege, so they're going to have to wait behind it. Smebbity on the top left, pushing through. Top right, we'll see if Mr. Verlinders gets the same timing. The bridge is going the wrong way. They could wiggle in if they wanted to, but they will wisely wait, not worth risking it. But that will cost them some time. SolidMustard on the bottom left. Trying to get through 18 as quickly as possible. Has to wait for the windshield wiper to go by. Tilt tile sliding bridge. It's a tricky one if you take it in one shot. Will SolidMustard collect in one of the T's? It looks like they will. That's a good decision. You don't want to make a misstep, scatter your marbles, and not be able to get them through. Especially with that T blocking the sliding bridge almost the entirety of the way across. Good Lord. Rude. Looks like they should be able to sneak behind the T here, and they do. Into the wind bin for SolidMustard on the bottom left. Reaching level 19. Drahuska back up to level 4 again, going very quickly. Sub 25 seconds on those green levels. Top left, Smebbity. Coasting through the tilt tile as they go into the octagons. Top right, Mr. Verlinders loading up level 16. And Smebbity has a good cluster of marbles here on the top left. They're going to be able to straight shot the majority of this level. Again, these levels are pretty generous up to level 25, so our competitors should be able to go quite quickly through most of this. So we can get to the good stuff. We'll see what happens. Mr. Verlinders on the top right, blazing into the T. Good collection there. Is going to actually try to outpace the T because they're on the proper side of the octagon. Good split decision there for Mr. Verlinders. Reading the tiles very well and knowing which way to go. And that'll get them through the X room nicely. Top left, Smebbity is loading up 17. Bottom left, SolidMustard about to hit level 20. And we'll go full screen on SolidMustard for this 20. But they only have 3 marbles. Their breakneck speed has cut them down to only about 6 marbles join. I wonder if they will have a longer join time for level 20 as they now go up against some slightly more difficult levels. Let's take a look. Looks like SolidMustard's not waiting. They had a 40-second timer, but they double-click it. 6 marbles on level 20. Whew. A daring move from SolidMustard, trying to have as much time as possible. To their credit, they would be able to get back up to level 20 with time left over, as we're not even halfway through the first round, so it could be a viable strategy. But this is a risky move. 6 marbles, through level 20. Pay no attention to the Dick Corner Crescent combo. Solid. Straight through. Has a chance to one-shot it. And gets it. A little slow on the release, but nothing terrible. Around the crescents, into divider room. Told you, there's a generous seed, man. There is, I think there's 2 tricky combos in the 20s, if I recall. But for the most part, you guys got it easy. Another Dick Corner here for SolidMustard. Good lines through. Has a chance to skirt the egg basket, but with the vent tile afterward, they're going to want to take it slow on the outside here. Might be wishing they had more than 6 marbles at this point, but shouldn't be too terrible of a trick here. Keeps the clump nicely together. No scatter glitch across the whole way into the revolving door sliding bridge combo. Might have to wait a cycle here. No, looks like they got lucky. They're going to be able to straight shot it in. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, SolidMustard is going to reach level 21. Well done. So SolidMustard hits 21. Top left, Smebbity on 18. Top right, Mr. Valindris on 17. Starting to slow down in these higher levels here. We'll see what the time difference is once they go through. Smebbity smushes through the squeege. Drahuska's already back up to level 8, going very quickly. And again, make sure you all are joining in on all the channels. Links in chat. So the competitors can go as fast or as slow with as few or as many marbles as they need. And thank y'all for coming out this Saturday and every Saturday. We do this every week. Exclamation point weekly in the chat if you haven't already. All right, Mr. Village is reaching level 18 at 14:18. We'll see what Smebbity's level 19 time is. Smebbity, a little bit of trepidation on the tilt tile sliding bridge combo. Is going to have to wait and regroup. Looks like they're going to have to regroup again. Oh, dangerous peel off of the eye. My goodness. SolidMustard, or Smebbity, excuse me. Going crazy on that tile combo. So they will finish level 18 at 15:54. We'll see how close Mr. Valindris is on their time. Meanwhile, SolidMustard on the bottom left, level 21. Pushing through the tilt tile into windshield wiper combo. One marble gets snagged by the T's change of direction, but they shouldn't be too bad out on that. Drahuska bottom right had a little bit of trouble there with 3 marbles on the squares, but it looks like they've got them in under control. And it looks like Drahuska should be hitting level 10 very shortly. Mr. Valindris looking to beat 15:54 on level 18. Let's see what the gap is. Through the windshield wiper. Now has to get through the tilt tile sliding bridge combo. It's a good collection on the corner. Not a great timing on the tiles themselves. Might collect into the L. No, they're going to coast it. And just push through. It's a good float. Gets all the marbles through. Mr. Valindris working miracles over there. And a 15:22. So definitely slowing down for Mr. Valindris as he picks up the pace. But still, the 2 competitors pretty much neck and neck as they're both now on level 19. Top or bottom left, SolidMustard on level 22. Bottom right, Drahuska on level 10. Looks like they've been able to regroup themselves. They're filled with a bit more confidence now. Is going to collect into the squeege and then pull back out to get to the other side of it. And it looks like Drahuska's in good right now. So Drahuska back on top of it. Going through. Only 10 levels behind with half an hour left to go. We are halfway, ladies and gentlemen, so plenty of time for anything to happen in this competition. SolidMustard on the bottom left on level 22. Squares to drawbridge combo. Should be okay. Top left, Smebbity about to reach level 20. Things are starting to heat up. Bottom left, SolidMustard waiting for the drawbridge into toll booths, into Dick Corner. It's going to be a pretty good line through. Do they have the double up here? I think they have a double up here. Yes, they do. So they're able to sneak right by. Well timed for SolidMustard. Not sure if they know the timing sequence on those toll booths or not. But definitely getting a good break there. And now has to get to the other side of the radar scanner. And they do. As they peel into the crescents. Vent tile before they finish out level 22 for SolidMustard here. It's looking good. And then we'll probably go full screen on Mr. Villagers for their level 20 attempt. SolidMustard waiting for the perfect timing on the right side of the vents. Gets it. And we'll get 8 out of 9 marbles through that level very quickly. Blistering pace for SolidMustard. As they finish another level. Let's go full screen on Mr. Villagers. So Mr. Villagers has been getting some high performance in tilts lately. Not just high in levels, but also streamer levels. Has been top 10 streamer as a tilter for a couple seasons, if I recall correctly. So they are no slouch to these levels. The 20 to 30 grind imperative for that leaderboard. So this should be their comfort zone. We'll see how they handle it on this run. Perfect timing to collect into the corner and get ready for the return of the revolving bridge. Will they float the revolving bridge? It looks like they're trying to. They want very little scatter. Looks like they are going to float it. Little helpful nudge from the wall there. Beautifully done. And that's going to let them go straight into the windshield wiper. And they have timing to get behind the blade. There it is. Expertly navigated by Mr. Villagers. As they now curl up into the dick corner. Pay no attention to the dick corner crescent combo. Good transition into the crescent. Going to peel out. And should be able to straight shot it down into the second dick corner. Going very good, Robbie. Lots of action. All but Drahuska have reached level 20. Drahuska's getting back in it. I think they're up to level 12 or 13 already. Mr. Villagers pushing into the egg basket. Needs to set up for the vents, but there is an X room on the back of the vents, so if something goes wrong, they can save it. Will they go right side? They're going to go left side. They're a little late, but they squeak it by anyway. Top 10 streamer cheat powers activate on that one. I don't know how Marvel didn't get caught up in that. But they are going to be able to go straight through. Good release off of the revolving doors into the sliding bridge. That was beautiful. And Mr. Valinda showing why they can top 10 as a streamer. Right there with a beautiful level 20. 100% under 2 minutes. Amazing stuff. All right. Level 24 for SolidMustard on the bottom left. The last of the gimme levels. Top left, Smebbity on level 21. Mr. Valinda's also on level 21. And Drahuska up to 13. Cruising through these levels. As they try to make up a little bit of ground here. Officially, there is 25 minutes left, so plenty of time for our competitors. Although I think at this point, SolidMustard has to commit to this run. They're not going to have enough time to get back to where they are. This is just as far as you can get on the seed for the first hour, and then a different seed for the second hour. If this goes well, we probably won't entertain the other options. But we'll see how it goes. Smebbity cruising through on the top left there. Down to 4 marbles. As they navigate through that windshield wiper. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Getting a nice timing. Into the toll booths. They're gonna go to the corner. They didn't trust it. Mr. Valindris, a little bit of trouble here on the toll booths on the top right. but they do have a corner to collect into, so they can just kind of slop through it, no problem. Top left, Smebbity's in a bad way. They've got an egg basket, but they need to get that marble around the wall. They do. They've got two. They got to jump it. They need to jump. They need to jump the marbles over the squeege. They're going to pull back. Oh, my goodness. Smebbity. Smebbity, save it. I think he did it. I think he pulled the two back in time. Needs to make sure they get over. Oh, no. They didn't get over the wall in time. He's going to have to push him through the normal way. Needs to not go too hard to the side. One marble doesn't make it. He's trying to squeeze it over. Can he do it? I think Smebbity's got it. The save for Smebbity. Oh, my goodness. Was fighting tooth and nail on that squeege. Holy moly. Smebbity keeps it alive with 3 marbles on a very difficult squeege egg basket split. But masterfully done there. And they will survive. Meanwhile, Mr. Validus just blows right through it on the right-hand side. And bottom left, SolidMustard has reached level 25. Now it gets real. We'll see how our competitors fare. Drahuska already back up to level 15. They're going at breakneck speeds. Again, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you're joining in as quickly as possible so Drahuska can catch back up. The links are in chat. And things are really starting to shape up here between Smebbity and Mr. Validus. We're going to have to keep a close eye on them again. In the event of a tie, it's whoever reached the level in real time first. Not by the in-game time, but by real time. SolidMustard starts level 25. Let's go full screen. All right, we have SolidMustard. Perfect timing on the sliding bridge to go straight through. Should be an easy peel off of the egg basket through the bogles into the dick quarter. And they're on the correct side, so that's all going to work out quite well. They are going to skip it, sacrifice that marble in the front. And it is a dick corner egg basket out of that, so not a big problem. Egg basket into the window room. There is a good peel line through that combo. We'll see if they go for it. They are going to go for it, but there is a drawbridge they're going to have to time appropriately. And it is timed appropriately, so good break there for SolidMustard. Is going to collect on the drawbridge before going into the windshield wiper. Didn't need to, but they wanted to save the extra couple marbles just in case. And the timing's there for the windshield wiper anyway. So they're going to be able to go through. Ooh, went on the wrong side of the blade there, loses a marble, and is going to lose another one on the transition. Down to 9. And wants to collect. The bleeding of marbles needs to stop. Radar scanner into a window room. Will they go for the peel? No, they're going to collect in the corner instead. Looks like they are going to scoot the outside, though. Take it the safe way. Revolving bridge after that. Shouldn't be much of an issue here for SolidMustard as they continue to push through. It's a good line. Squeaks by into the revolving bridge. Has a line for the outside of the window room. There's a chance to peel that, but it looks like they're just going to take a straight shot through the middle, down to 5, finishes it out. SolidMustard moves on to 26. Oop, I hit the wrong button. Anyway. Oh. Top left. Smebbity. I'm assuming one marble already hit the wind bin because they are down to 2. No, was that it? Smebbity falls? No, he got it in. Okay. He realized he was wasting time. Okay. Whew. Okay. Smebbity realizing they were wasting time trying to save the marbles for no reason. And that has allowed Mr. Validus for the first time to get the jump start on Smebbity. So Smebbity, now not in second place, is going to need to pick up the pace. Drahuska on the bottom right is on level 17. Oh my goodness. blasting through these levels. Bottom left, SolidMustard on 26. The Vents Drawbridge combo. Told you, it's not as nice after level 25. Mr. Valindris taking it slow and steady into the octagons. Smebbity trying to close the gap here. Has caught back up to the same tile as Smebbity and Mr. Valindris are tile for tile right now. It's really going to come down to the seconds. We're going to refresh both streams just to make sure our lag is as minimal as possible. Apologies if there's a difference between the two. Oops, that's the wrong button. For buffering time. But we're doing this as fair as we can. Mr. Valindris. Good line into the squeege. Smebbity is going to rush it, and that's going to catch them back up. They're going to jump it. They're going to jump it. It's a mess, but they've got 3 through. They're going to be able to pull back. They need to catch this timing on the drawbridge to keep pace with Mr. Valindris. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Oh, my goodness. And it does look like Mr. Valindris' stream might be slightly ahead. Trying to negotiate the timings here. No, I think Smebbity is actually further into the level time-wise. Both peeling through, both coming down at the same time. Oh my goodness, Smebbity, they have to commit. They've got 3 there. And Smebbity does get 3 in before Mr. Valindris. So Smebbity reclaiming second place. Whew. This is neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom left, SolidMustard blasted through level 26. Does have a square with no corners, but they've got a perfectly straight line to navigate it. Needs to watch out for the Drunken Steve before they go into the divider room. And it looks like they are going to wait for the right timing. A little early there. Oh, SolidMustard getting a little impatient. But they get it in, and they will be behind the squeege into the egg basket. Bottom right, Drahuska on level 18, cruising fast. Might be able to catch the other 2 competitors. It is anyone's game right now. 18 minutes remain. Anything can happen in 18 minutes, especially in these levels. That's at least 9 levels worth of playtime here. So we'll see what happens. Should Valindris or Smebbity fall, they're going to leave an opening for Drahuska. And right now, both of them fighting for that tiebreaker decision on real-time completion of the levels. It looks like Smebbity is ahead of Mr. Valindris on the level. Pushing through the squares. Mr. Valindris 2 tiles behind. Smebbity into the revolving door. Good collection. Bottom left, SolidMustard's loading up 27. I think they've secured first place at this point. But we'll see again. Timing does leave room. Smebbity waiting for the toll booths to be appropriate, so they have time to collect those marbles around the square. And the toll booths are just going to be dicks about it, so they're going to have to wait. Mr. Valindris closing the gap as they get through the revolving door into the squares. Smebbity peeling into the last left side toll booth with the crescent on the back end, so that's an easy move for them. Mr. Valindris with a chance to close the gap here if they can shoot through quickly. Smebbity, top left. Waits for the revolving bridge and has a good diagonal entrance into it. Nicely done. Mr. Valindris, top right, is going to get that toll booth opening into the crescent very soon. As Smebbity pulls ahead into the dick quarter. Ooh, bottom left, SolidMustard. Risky move on the Vents Drunken Squeege combo, but makes it through. Skips the egg basket, and into the dick corner they go. So SolidMustard still going fast, even though they don't have to. Wants to keep pace. All right, Mr. Valindris about to get into that revolving bridge. Smebbity has a squeege egg basket combo. Looks like they're going to try to jump it again. Needs to set this one up nicely. That looks like a good setup. And they're over. They're going to pull back in. Mr. Valindris into the dick corner, into the crescents. Smebbity pushing through into the egg basket. Can skip it into the wind bin if they want. No, they're just going to splash right in. Mr. Valinders on the right, starting to fall behind. And Smebbity hits 25 before Mr. Valinders. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Vent tile to tilt tile. Will they collect in the tee? They're going to goose the first one. And they need to collect in the second one. Not enough time to goose the second one. Looking good, though. Good straight line into the window room. And they squeeze into the corner into a peel. Very nice move there. Definitely a speed tactic. Not worrying about 100%ing the level. And SolidMustard really negotiating those tiles expertly there. And it looks like Drahuska falls. I did not see what level. Was it level 19? Drahuska? Do we have a level? 18. Very well done on Drahuska's part. Just can't quite catch a break. I don't think they have enough time at this point. Only 14 minutes remaining, but they did join in last minute today to fill in the open gap. So very much appreciated, Drahuska, for giving it a go here today. Hopefully that was some good tournament experience for you. If you want to join in on a call, we can always do a call. But thank you again for joining in last minute. Hope you had fun with it. Drahuska raids in. Thank you much. Welcome in. Again, sorry you couldn't catch a good break today, but good to see you giving it your best. Slide this over here. All right. 25 for Mr. Valinders and Smebbity. SolidMustard on the bottom left. Push it down into the egg basket. SolidMustard seems to have a pretty good setup here. Pops through into the deck corner. Looks like they're going around now. Ooh, Mr. Valinders with a very good peel through the window room, through the drawbridge, is going to collect before the windshield wiper. And once again, Smebbity and Mr. Valinders neck and neck on the same exact tile. Again, it looks like they're at different points of rotation. Oh no, Smebbity's they have to jank it. Smebbity got on the wrong side of the windshield wiper. Has to jank it. Good jank. Oh my goodness, Smebbity doing everything they can to keep pace with Mr. Valinders. And they need to move because Mr. Valinders is already through into the divider room. Radar scanner. Smebbity straight through. Mr. Valinders has to collect. Smebbity catches back up. They are neck and neck. Oh my God. Smebbity looking to peel the window room. No, they missed the peel. Marble gets ahead. They have to wait. Mr. Valinders is shooting straight shot through the middle. Smebbity. No, kill it. Smebbity, just kill the marble. What do you do? Why did not? Smebbity! No! Why didn't you just kill Ravi? What were you thinking? Smebbity, no! Got caught up in the moment, was trying to get way too fancy with it. You just needed to kill that front marble. You had enough marbles in the back. But just too much pressure in the moment. And I think with only 12 minutes remaining, that is not going to be enough time for Smebbity to get back up to level 25. And that seals it. SolidMustard in first place. Mr. Valinders in second. We'll see how this goes through. There's still enough time for Mr. Valinders to close the gap on SolidMustard should something going wrong on SolidMustard's stream. So we're going to see how this works out. And I believe that is the first cradle tile for SolidMustard. Let's see how it goes. They're going to get on the outside of the tee. Perfect timing into the cradle here. Let's see how their cradle navigations are. It looks like they've got a pretty good hang. Oh, no! SolidMustard tried to rush the cradle. He's out. Mr. Valinders has a chance to first place. Ladies and gentlemen, the development's unfolding right now. We're going to simplify the screens here real quick. Full screen on Mr. Valinders right now. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be Drahuska at level 18. It's going to be Smebbity at 25. And that's going to be SolidMustard at 28. So Mr. Validris has a chance to take first place here. Slow and steady. The tortoise beating the hare. You don't know how to do the cradle. It looked like you did it well. You went the wrong way, but you did it well. You did it well. Let's go full screen on Mr. Validris. See if they can get themselves to 29 in the last 10 minutes here. So as it stands, SolidMustard and Mr. Validris. No, Mr. Validris just taps out. He's done. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He's done. Never mind. He's quitting now. He's abandoned the idea altogether. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the first round. Thank you again to our competitors. Very much appreciated. So the standings, SolidMustard at level 28, Mr. Validris at level 26, Smebbity at 25, and Drahuska at 18, which means SolidMustard and Mr. Validris will be advancing to the second stage. Oh my goodness, SolidMustard, how did you know? That's right. Go Far 2 is the second seed. Looks like Mr. Validris just wants to get some shakes out of their system here in the 9 minutes to go. Again, if anyone would like to be interviewed, either Smebbity or Drahuska, let me know in chat. And drop you right into the interview. But we will be getting going here, ladies and gentlemen, for the second seed in 8 minutes. So if SolidMustard and Mr. Validris want to take a shakeout break, feel free to do so. It's gonna be tricky. It is gonna be tricky. Looks like Mr. Validris will take a break. And SolidMustard is ready to go as well. So that'll do it for the first half. Whew, good stuff. Good stuff. That all came crashing down in the last 8 minutes, didn't it? Everything happened in like a 4-minute period. Everyone just collapsed. All right. So now it's going to come down to a real challenge here. Mr. Validris and SolidMustard on a second seed. All right. So shake it out, take a break. We'll be back in 6 minutes. I'll put on a little music here. I'm going to take a break myself as I get myself back into the center of the screen here. Okay. Late 20s are spicy. I told you I made no promises for after level 25. There's some tricky combos in there. Smebbity's ready for an interview. Let's do it. Smebbity, you ready? You around? We're going to let our competitors get started in about 3 minutes. Go far too, correct. Seed is posted in Discord. It's all good, Sunrania. First chat in the channel, though. Do I have confetti on this one? I do. Boo! First chat in the channel. Good to have you here. All right, let's get Smebbity in here. Hello.
Patience.
How about that?
My God.
How about that seed? How about that seed?
Up to 25, it wasn't that bad. But my God, them bloody window rooms.
You got too fancy with it, my friend.
Well, see, who was it? Was it
Ravi got a hit on you.
Ravi, that's it. Yeah, Ravi just wanted to go ahead, and split up, and I couldn't because they got into the corner. I couldn't cut them off fast enough.
You could have typed up. You could have pushed upwards without holding forward. But it's tricky, especially with that radar scanner in the back. It's always scary letting those marbles float in the back. So I hear you. But so we're trying to figure out what the best format is. The issue with a distance tilt in 2 hours is falling is pretty much the end of it, right? Once you die, you're out. So how do we come up with a format? So the other option is like the first hour you just get to 25 or 30, and then everyone starts at the same level for the second hour. But I don't know. What do you think?
I guess like if you have like everyone has to get to 25 to get through to round 2. And then it's the first one to 30 maybe or something. I don't know. It'll probably only be like an hour and a half then or something.
Right. The issue is I want the distance format to not be just a long speed tilt format, right? So how do we create a format that's not as in favor of speed tilts?
I guess
right?
Yeah, if you
It's tricky. I've been thinking about it for 3 weeks. I don't expect you to have the answer.
Yeah, I guess it would be just like the furthest once you get to 25, like 25 to get through round 2.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if everyone gets through, then it's just the furthest after that.
Right. The other option, which would be a little hard to coordinate, but would be releasing the seed early, allowing people to get to level 25 or 30 offline or pre-tournament. And hold on a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 o'clock. You may begin. Mr. Validris, SolidMustard, go far too. You got the right seeds. Go. Furthest wins. But, so that would be the other option, is like release the seed early, let people get to 30 in their own time beforehand, and then go there. But then again, you run into the problem is like they could easily practice a couple times.
Yeah.
Right. But maybe that's the tournament, right? Maybe as soon as I have all 4 competitors, I release the seed and they can practice on it as much as they want. And then that makes it a bit more exciting of a distance tournament, right? And again, that removes some of the speed tilting competition because everyone will be familiar with the seed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the only thing is though, if people see this is the problem, like with everyone having different amounts of balls. Some people, like, it allows people to make more mistakes.
Right.
I mean, I guess. See, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the number of marbles, because that is a strength of distance tilt, is how many followers you can get.
Yeah.
The idea of this competition is that each format favors different strengths and different sizes, right? So
Yeah.
the speed tilt format and the soon to come death percentage format, they're going to favor smaller streamers that can get those hundreds, right? Which is a completely different skill set than this. This is large streamers who just blast through levels, right? So it's like an entirely different favoring between, and that's what we're going for. Each format should favor a different set of tilters, so that no one person's dominating the entire competition. And I think we've seen that so far.
It's I mean, Ravi, you'd be surprised. You see a few people who can get to like level 30, stuff like that, like really small tilters that are unknown about. Like I go crawling through the marbles category and see like there's some people who they only have about three to five balls or something.
Yeah.
But they're really good tilters.
Yeah. And our percentage runs will definitely be favoring them for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking about it. So we'll probably do a different format for next week in the distance tilts just to experiment. This one is pretty good. It's just it's hard because we need to make it really about distance tilting. We really want to be emphasizing 30 plus, and it's just a matter of like what format is really gonna highlight that, right?
Yeah. See, the problem with getting to the like 25 beforehand, it would mean like people would have to start the stream like around like like 11 a.m. or something like that.
It depends. If the night before they could get there and then just leave the game open, and then come back.
I suppose.
Right. So I'd try to shy away from that idea as much as possible.
Wouldn't the timing of all the obstacles and stuff be off kilter?
Depends what you do. If you wait at the end of level 24, then it won't matter.
Good point, yeah.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't risk things like a cradle tile might get out of alignment over 8 hours. So that might not be the best thing to do, of leaving 25 up. But definitely leaving the end screen at 24 is not going to hurt anybody. Would you lose the Twitch token overnight? I don't think so. I know Skank and Monkey does a lot of split tilts. Curie does a lot of split tilts, especially overnight. So I don't think there's too much of an issue there. The Twitch token, I think, is only 24 hours or 12 hours or something. I don't think it has to do with... I don't think it has to do with midnight or anything like that. So, yeah, all ideas are welcome for sure.
Yeah, I'll put some feedback in the Discord.
For sure. If anyone wants to put feedback in the Discord, !weekly in the chat. Thank you, Smebbity. And thank you for the interview. Anything else you'd like to share before you go for the day?
Thank you very, very much for hosting these competitions, Shen. It's a pleasure, and it's always fun to be part of them.
It's been exciting so far, so I'm looking forward to round 2 here.
Yes. Honestly, I hope Mr. Valindris has been doing really well.
Tell you, he's got that 20 to 30 grind experience, man. He could pull out a win here. It's definitely anyone's game.
All it takes is one mistake.
That's it. All right, Smeb, thank you much. We'll see you around.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day, Shens.
Bye.
Take care.
All right, everyone. Here we are, level 7 for SolidMustard, level 6 for Mr. Valindris. So Mr. Valindris, I think at this point, knows they're not going to be able to keep pace with SolidMustard. SolidMustard is a bit of a speed demon here. So they are going to be banking on consistency at this point, and that might be the strategy to win. Having done a lot of distance tilting competitions myself, slow and steady does usually win out in the end. But there is that constant nagging pressure of someone being ahead of you the whole way through. So we'll see how this all plays out. SolidMustard just swooping through these squares, refusing to collect in any corner. just on principle, will not stop. The marbles will always keep moving, and finishes level 7 with all 10 as they go in. Mr. Valindris on the top right, level 6. SolidMustard level 8. Well, let's see what happens. Mr. Valindris down the slope into level 7, so it looks like they're only about a level behind. And SolidMustard is looking to make a proof on this run. Competitors have a full hour for this second seed. We've already elapsed 7 minutes in. SolidMustard, good line through the levels so far. And again, I think up till 20 on this one's pretty generous. I think there, like I said, I think there's 2 tricky combos in the early 20s on this seed. But let's see what happens as the marbles go through. Level 8 done for SolidMustard. Level 7 loading up for Valindris. Pushes to the left, squeezes back in. And they're through. Mr. Valindris on the level 7. Little collection before the squares. Wants to get as many marbles through as possible. And that'll be a nice easy peel into the wind bin there. So there they go. Left side, SolidMustard. A little bit of scatter through the thumbs, but has another thumb to collect into, so it shouldn't be an issue. They're going to peel right through that. Bounces up to the top side and should be able to just swing it right on into the wind bin. Might lose a marble off the back. Nope, saves them. What a kind tilter SolidMustard is. Moving on to level 10. A full 2 levels ahead of Mr. Valindris, so the gap starting to be in position here. But again, slow and steady does usually end up winning out in the end. We'll see how it all unfolds here with these 2. Mr. Valindris starts level 8. They got a little bit of wiggle waggle to do before the squeeze. Should be able to just slop through it though, and they will. They're going to collect before the squeeze instead of using the squeeze itself, and try to float through the second set of thumbs, and they should have a good clump here coming off of the slide. That'll get their marbles clumped up a little better. There it is, beautifully done. Mr. Valindris doing these levels very efficiently. And a nice peel into the wind bin here through the octagons. It looks very good. Pushes through, and they are in. Left side, SolidMustard going to collect before the revolving door. Looks like a good setup for this bridge here. Needs to get a good peel out of the tile. They're going to clump it instead, and it holds. The clump holds. Into the tilt tile before the wind bin. Let's see how they handle it. They're going to have to collect in the T. And they do. And they should be able to goose it as soon as the T clears. Little stutter. And there's the goose. Good line for SolidMustard. Clears level 10. Right side, Valindris. Moving through level 9. Needs to peel past the squeege. There it is. Thumbs into squeege themselves. Taking it easy. They're going to wobble a little bit into the corner before they push through. Another thumb to collect in. So they're not too worried here. And one more collection before they finish out this level. So Mr. Valindris will reach level 10. Just about a minute or two behind SolidMustard. So still anyone's game. SolidMustard definitely putting the pressure on time-wise here. Scoots around the revolving door. Straight shot to the wind bin now. Shouldn't need to collect anywhere. There it is. Nicely done around the corner. And that puts it SolidMustard level 12. 2 levels still ahead of Mr. Valindris. Just to double check to make sure you guys are in the streams. And there is the link to the 2 remaining tilters. So be sure to get them in. Mr. Valindris loading up level 10. Let's go to full screen to see how they navigate the track. Collecting into the corner here. Moving through. Looks like they've got a little bit of pep in their step now, trying to pick up the pace. They're going to have to peel this X room into the corner before they get the timing on the revolving door. As you can see, not wanting to wait too long here. Now needs to find the line into the bridge. They've got a good clump towards the front. It spreads a little on them, but they should be able to keep it under control. Through the X room, through the second bridge. Collects on the side a little bit, is going to lose one into the tilt tile, pushing through at breakneck speed. Mr. Valindris really wants to close the gap now. And that was a very fast level. Should be under 45 seconds. No, 49 seconds, but still good speed coming from Mr. Valindris, starting to close the gap. I got a message from somebody. Why is the confetti on? Everything's going crazy. Oh, that's why we got a message. Great. Spamming chat and DMs. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, SolidMustard. On the left side, level 13. Mr. Valindris loading up level 11 on the right side. SolidMustard continuing to go as fast as possible through these early levels. It looks pretty good so far. Gonna have to go down to 3 on the octagons. Needs to goose this tilt tile. Risk of hitting the T there. Keeps it under control though. Into the revolving door. And a very fast level there for SolidMustard. Cost him a couple marbles, but the speed might win out in the end. Mr. Valindris on the top right, taking it slow and steady. 2 different approaches coming through here. You can already see the difference in percentage. 90% for SolidMustard, 95% for Mr. Valindris. So definitely differences in approaches here. Let's see what happens. SolidMustard level 14. Let's go full screen. See what he's got. All right, this is SolidMustard at level 14. Let's see what they can do. They're going to let a couple more marbles load up this time. Perfect timing for the revolving door. Gets everybody in. Needs to clump up if they want to go through the thumbs quickly. And they do. A little bit of an awkward line coming out of there, but they're keeping it under control. Might have to collect before the dismount. And they do. Good slosh into this bridge. Going to lose a couple marbles on the sides, but that's okay. And might lose a couple more if they try to thread the needle on these crescents. They're going to use the slope to clump the marbles up a little bit back to front. Works well through the crescents, into the squares. Chance to quick peel through into the X room, and they've got it. Into the wind bin. Very fast level there for SolidMustard. Should definitely be under a minute. .48 seconds. Keeping the pressure. SolidMustard. All right. Mr. Valindris now on level 12. SolidMustard now level 15. It is a 3-level gap. It is this hare versus the tortoise. in its greatest form. Love to see the difference in approaches here. SolidMustard with only 4 marbles on level 15. Trying to put the screws to Mr. Valindris, but it looks like Mr. Valindris will not be shaken. They're going to float it through on the squeege. 2 marbles run ahead, but that's okay. They have a corner to collect into. And they do. Might even be able to jump a couple marbles in the back over the squeege if they wanted to. SolidMustard on level 15. Pushing through. Mr. Valindris looking to peel the octagons into the revolving door. I think they've got perfect timing. They do. Beautiful stuff from Mr. Valindris there on the right side. Left side, SolidMustard keeping those 4 marbles alive somehow through the octagons into the squares. And they will get all 4 marbles home for level 15. Just trying to go as fast as humanly possible here. Trying to put some pressure on Mr. Valindris. Mr. Valindris, cool as a cucumber. Just taking it steady through these levels. Level 16 for SolidMustard. Level 13 for Mr. Valindris. Here we go. SolidMustard double tilt tile into windshield wiper. How will they fare? SolidMustard on the left side. Has a good timing on the tiles. Can goose all 2 of them. There's the first goose. There's the second goose. Uh-oh. They're on the wrong side. They're going to have to collect the T. It was a 3/4 goose. Moves through. Good timing on the windshield wiper for SolidMustard. Moving around. Going to have to wait for it to pass. And there it goes. Mr. Valindris starts up level 13. SolidMustard. Good line off the centerpiece. Into the thumbs. Gets a little bit of a nudge to clump the marbles back up. Perfect chance to get it. No! Misses the revolving door timing. Now they're going to have to slop it. That's a good flop. 1 marble in the back. Might be able to save it. And they do. X room to squares. Keeping all 10 alive for now. And it's just octagons. Egg basket. Ooh. Lord Denny did not make the transition into the squares. And it looks like 2 more might fall. No, squeaks them around the edge. It's a good peel through the egg basket and could actually just cut this straight into the wind bin, and they do. So cuts it down to 4, kills off the rest. SolidMustard moves on to level 17 at any cost. Mr. Valindris, on the other hand, taking it slow as they peel the remaining marbles into the X room. Tilt tile X room again. Looks like they've got a good opening here. Needs to be on the other side. Oh, goodness. Cutting it real close on that T. But they will get into the revolving door. 7 marbles, I think, up front. I don't know if that's 7 up front or not. We'll find out in a minute. There might be one stuck in the back somewhere. There is. There it is. The lone scraggler pushing through. Who is that? Peridot? Who is that? Who's got the green trail on the white barb? It was Frankenbeans. Fair enough. All right, SolidMustard on the left side. Level 17. Squeege into drawbridge. Oh my goodness. The timing could not have been closer on that one. But SolidMustard wasting no time. Just wants to blast through these levels as quickly as possible into the revolving door. Mr. Valindris on level 14. Trying to catch up to the Reds. But SolidMustard trying to get a 4-level lead now on the competition. And I think he's pretty much got it here. SolidMustard just about 10 seconds behind a 4-level lead on Mr. Valindris. So Mr. Valindris might have to start picking up the pace. But again, still 40 minutes remaining. Plenty of time. The slow and steady approach could win out in the end. We've seen it happen plenty of times. SolidMustard at level 18. Loading up now. Let's go full screen to see how they handle the level. That's a good start into the windshield wiper. They're not going to wait for it to swing around. Saving about 2 seconds. Gonna float the squares. X room at the bottom of the stairs, so not a problem. And a squeege that they're not gonna quite have the timing for. So they'll probably collect at the front of the squeege, hop around the side of it, and go in front of it. There's another squeege after that, so they're gonna have to wait a little longer. But they'll at least be able to get on the inside of that squeege. Drahuska decides to just run ahead. They're gone, down to 5. Very good line. So SolidMustard are going to be in front of the squeege on this one. And loses another marble, down to 4. The trickling. The shaving of the marbs. Gotta be careful. Could catch you up to you at any moment. Swings around the squeege. Wants to get through these crescents as quickly as possible. They've got parallels into tilt tile, but there are no walls. So wisely, they're going to collect in the crescent beforehand. They're going to try to go on the left side of the tilt tile. Good timing. Revolving doors there. Floats it into the middle. SolidMustard keeping their cool as they go down into level 19. Well done. Mr. Valinders on the right-hand side. Level 15, their first red level. And SolidMustard now at level 19, so it is officially a 4-level lead. Let's see what Mr. Valinders could do. Waits for the drawbridge, closes over. Lining up the sliding bridge, they're going to have to wait. And there's the line. Windshield wiper on the back end. Should be able to get over with plenty of marbles through. They'll have to wait for the wiper to pass by. Whoo! Almost clips the front of it, but they get it under control. 17 marbles up front, 16. Maybe less, hard to tell. Good line through the thumbs. Mr. Valinders on the right, trying to keep it under control around the corner, and I think they've got a good clump. Fingers into octagon. Needs to look ahead to see what's coming. It's narrower square, so that won't be an issue. And then appeal into the wind bin. So Mr. Valinders, slow and steady, continues progress. It's a good strategy. We'll see if it wins out in the end. Meanwhile, SolidMustard on the left side. Waiting for the drawbridge, gets it. And then that's wind bin. SolidMustard's hitting level 20. Whew. The gap is there. But will SolidMustard hold true for the remaining 36 minutes? That is the question. SolidMustard loading up level 20. Does not wait. Just clicks right through. Is going to 6 marble it. I got to go full screen. We'll get a full screen on Mr. Valinders soon enough. But SolidMustard monopolizing the camera time right now with these daring plays. 6 marbles on level 20. Sliding bridge into squeege. Corner sliding bridge into a revolving door. I would want more marbles than that myself. It looks like they're trying to go behind the squeege here instead of in front of it. Does not want to risk the marbles. It looks like they've got good timing between the sliding bridge and squeege here. So they're going to be able to get through on a perfect timing behind the squeege. Keeps the marbles under control. Might even be able to go through without collecting in the corner. They can. Revolving door is there. It's good timing for SolidMustard. 6 marbles. Needs to control the spread on the dismount here. And they do. They've got the fingers to stall in. Drawbridge drops. They cross over. Stairs to tilt tile. They can collect on the stairs. No, they're going to collect on the drawbridge instead. Stairs. Is it a double tilt tile? I think it's a double tilt tile after this. Nope. Tilt tile squeege. Almost as bad. They're going to try to goose it into the T. Very dangerous spread there. They've got one marble in the back. They're going to try to save it. Oh my goodness, SolidMustard. Whoo! Gets 5 back into the L. That was a risky move. I probably would have just kept the 4 up front. And now they need to get to the squeege quickly. They're on the wrong side of the gap. Needs to pull through. Uh-oh. SolidMustard's panicking. They need to make a decision. They're going to pull back. Oh, SolidMustard. No, they're caught between the squeege and the T. Oh, SolidMustard. Oh, my goodness. Okay, down to 4. A little bit of a heart attack there. Don't think they realize that the tilt tile and the squeege actually touch. Oh, my goodness. SolidMustard really pushing through now. On the wrong side of the radar, needs to cut over. Stairs to squares should not be an issue. But a minor hard deck, that's exactly why I would not want 6 marbles tilting through these levels. But it looks like SolidMustard will hold on. But that's given up a lot of time, and I think Mr. Valindra's slow and steady approach might start paying off here. Let's go find out. Cloptrip, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. We are in the second round of the distance tilt. There are only 2 rounds. First round was furthest on the Go Far 1 seed. We had Drahuska, Smebbity, Mr. Validus, and SolidMustard. Drahuska got 18. Smebbity got 25. Mr. Validus got 26. SolidMustard got 28. So we are now in the second round, the showdown between Mr. Validus and SolidMustard. SolidMustard, the hare to Mr. Validus' tortoise, and we almost saw a catastrophic failure on a tilt tile squeege combo. So Mr. Validus' tortoise strategy definitely keeping their cool. And we'll go full screen on Mr. Validus as we hit level 18. Mr. Valindris popping down. On the squeege. Left side, SolidMustard on level 21 is going to try to straight shot the squeege, and they do. They have corners afterwards, so it's not a problem. Mr. Valindris, good timing on the drawbridge on the right side, clumping those 16 marbles through. Welcome in, everyone, from the Cloptrip raid. Good to have y'all here. Good flop going through on the revolving door. They have enough to push through. They need to not worry about the marbles in the back, and there it is. Mr. Valindris up to level 18, and we'll go full screen on Mr. Valindris in just a moment. SolidMustard on level 21. Cuts across on the stairs. Could flop it right down into the windshield wiper, and they will. So SolidMustard's still trying to go as fast as possible. And they're about to finish out level 21, and then we'll go full screen on Mr. Valindris for 18 to see how they fare. '21 popping in, hits it. SolidMustard going down. Into 22. SolidMustard has reached level 22. Let's take a full screen on Mr. Valindris. All right, level 18. Let's see what Mr. Valindris can do on this level. 26 marbles, an army of marbles, ready to take on the level. It's going to be windshield into squares into stairs. Should be able to go through that quite quickly. Going to wait a little bit for the windshield wiper blade to go by, and there it is. It's going to be a peel through the squares. And then stairs to X room. Easy to slop that through. Waiting on the corner. Looks like they had to take care of something. Good dismount on the squares. They're going to get some scatter on these stairs, but they have the X room to collect in. And it's a good collection. Only loses 1 marble on the outside there. And good timing on the squeege to just pop straight through. And there's a narrower tile into the second squeege. They're going to keep the marbles together. They've got time. They want to be in front of the next squeege, so they have to wait a little bit. And there it is. Very good setup for Mr. Valindris. 25 marbles on the second squeege. Going into the crescent next. It's going to slow him down a little bit, but it looks like they're keeping it under control. Wants every last marble to go through just in case. Popping around. Needs a good dismount. There it is. Flops through. Can pull back if they want to. Nope, just got to collect into the crescent and now into the tilt tile. Let's see what happens. On the right hand side. Collects in. Needs to collect into the T. Going to lose those 3 marbles on the left. Tilt tile to revolving door. Needs to go to the left of the second T. There they go. Good timing on the revolving door. They're going to get a good number of marbles through this level. And so Mr. Villagers will be finishing level 18, reaching level 19. Did Solid bust? Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's go take a look. SolidMustard has reset on level 22 with only 28 minutes remaining. This is exactly what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The tortoise and the hare. And the tortoise now has a chance to take the lead. What combo was it? Let's take a quick look. We'll do an action replay here. Hold on. We'll go into a quick action replay. Just bear with us. All right, let's take a look. So this is SolidMustard on level 22. Vents into revolving bridge. It's a tough combo. I did say there were a couple tricky combos in the early 20s. Oh! The nastiest of stalls tries to cut the 2 over the edge. Couldn't do it. Ooh, and that's exactly where a lack of patience is going to hurt you. You hate to see it. But that is a tough combo. I did warn him. I did warn him. Y'all heard me say it several times. There were a couple tricky combos in the early 20s on this seed. But here we go. Mr. Valindris, 3 levels away from putting the pressure on SolidMustard. SolidMustard's going to have to go as fast as humanly possible. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting in on both streams so that these Merblers have everything they need to get through as best as possible. So SolidMustard's going to be going very fast. And Mr. Valindris taking it very cautiously. Might even save the marble in the back, and they do. 26 out of 30 marbles right now. Has all the marbles to spare in the world. Collects in the second crescent on the right. Has a chance to just straight through to the windshield wiper here. They're going to miss the timing by a nose. So they're going to have to wait anyway. But they are setting up pretty good. And you can see SolidMustard already in speed tilt mode here. Using all the speed tilt tricks. And they could very well come back very quickly. Mr. Valindris on the right. Good dismount on the windshield to collect into the last crescent. Just has a drawbridge to win bin now. And we'll probably go full screen on Mr. Valindris for their first level 20 attempt. As SolidMustard is just cranking out levels now. Little early there for Mr. Valindris. Has to pull back. Going to lose a couple marbles on the back end of the drawbridge. But they got plenty of marbles to get through. They're going to pull back here. Just to make sure as many marbles get home as possible. And with a long line, they're just going to push ahead into the win bin. Might be 1 or 2 scragglers in the back. And they die. So there it is. Level 20 for Mr. Valindris. Level 7 for SolidMustard. SolidMustard needs to go quick. Make sure you guys are dropping in. Let's go full screen on Mr. Valindris. It's their first level 20. They need to reach level 23. If they reach 22 and fall, the tiebreaker will go to SolidMustard. They need to reach 23, but they're going to need to keep going past 23 because I believe SolidMustard could very well reach 25 in the time remaining. There are 24 minutes remaining. So we'll see what happens here. Mr. Valinders studying the setup. Sliding bridge, squeege. And then sliding bridge, revolving door. No, they're going to take a break. They're going to take a break. They're going to shake it out. Good choice. Everyone shake it out. Everyone shake it out. Shake it out. Get loose. Get loose. Get ready. Everyone needs to be in top performance here for the Mr. Valinders attempt. "20 seconds to get out." And again, thank you all for coming out to the show. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. We're still experimenting with the distance tilt format. I kind of like what's happening here, but again, we do want to kind of emphasize those level 30s. So we might have to play around with the format a little bit for next week. We'll see. All right, here we go. Level 20. Collects in the corner. Wants to wait for the proper timing on the squeege, which will probably be behind the squeege, so they're going to probably take the sliding bridge on the next slide. Although the squeege is quite long, they're going to have to wait. They could go through or they could pull back. They're going to pull back. And there's the peel to the back of the squeege. Gonna have to collect in the corner here. And manages to get about 31 marbles in. Might be a couple less. Good line into the revolving door. Misses the timing on the front corner. Is gonna have to float him through. Good flop to the side. Needs to wait for the drawbridge. They're gonna lose a lot of marbles here. Pushes in, down to probably about 20. I think it's 22 officially. Nope, there's one more still stuck in the revolving door in the back. I think it is actually 20 marbles. Down to the stairs, needs to collect before the tilt tile, is going to use the T to do so, and it was 20 marbles. Look at that. The eyes. The eyes. I can spot these marbles a mile away. Perfect goosing of the tilt tile into good timing on the squeege. Needs to watch out for the radar scanner here. Skips one out. Launched into oblivion. Rest in peace, Cookie Fuel. Into the squares. And it's a nice, easy collection before the wind bin here. One marble runs ahead. They're going to let him finish out. And then a good peel into the wind bin. I think one marble scraggling behind. Nope. Gets him in. Mr. Valinders just 2 levels away. Let's take a look. SolidMustard is already at level 10, having beaten 4 levels since we last saw them. So SolidMustard wasting no time getting to level 10 under 5 minutes. And again, still plenty of time. 20 minutes remain. SolidMustard could very easily close the gap before it's all over. Mr. Valinders on the right side, level 21. SolidMustard on the left, level 11. Let's see what happens. SolidMustard has toll booths into revolving bridge into squeege. That could slow them down considerably. SolidMustard going at breakneck speed here. Just going to slop these marbles through as quickly as possible on level 11. No real danger of dying until 15, so we'll see how well they do. Good peel. Should be able to get around into the wind bin without any collection. And there it is. SolidMustard blasts through the level. Mr. Valinders on the right, though, now needs to get these timings to line up. Toll booth into a revolving bridge is going to collect in the left back toll booth. waiting for the revolving bridge. Might have to go to the front to collect into the next toll booth. There's an opportunity to get to the front of it, and he takes it. And there it is. Well done by Mr. Valindris. Getting as many marbles into that revolving bridge as possible. Should be about 30. Has a chance to go for the front side of the squeege. It actually just skips the squeege entirely. It looked like they made the decision at the very last second, but it was all lined up and they just took it. They should be able to jump a couple marbles over the squeege as well here. And they janked it. I don't even think they meant to do that. They were trying to get the marbles to go to the other side, and what you need to do is actually just leave the board flat. The marbles will naturally jump over the entirety of the wall if you just leave it flat. It's when you're moving the board that they're going to behave unusually. And if you actually time the board movement just as the marbles get squeezed, they will jump under the wall. And as a jank tactic we've used many times here. And it looks like Mr. Valindris did it unintentionally. But yes, if you're trying to get marbles to jump over the squeege, just let go of the controls. They'll do it all on their own. Up until level 40 anyway. Pulls through the windshield wiper. Down the stairs. Probably going to skip the corner and just tuck into the egg basket here. And there it is. Might even skip the egg basket. Nope, they're going to take it safe. Mr. Valindris getting ready for level 22. Meanwhile, SolidMustard, 4 marbles just blasting through these levels, already up to level 13. Every time we look away, he beats another 3 levels. Is going to collect in the T. Can't quite get the timing to get around the outside of it. Now needs to go to the right side of the T. Nope, is going to just take a risk up through the middle. Makes it through. Good timing on the revolving door. And we will go full screen to Mr. Valindris after SolidMustard beats out this level. So we can see their attempt to beat SolidMustard. This is for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Only 17 minutes remain. Let's take a look. It all rides on this. If Mr. Valindris can beat this level, SolidMustard will have to find a way to catch back up in the remaining 17 minutes. It's going to be a shakeout break for Mr. Valindris. He just keeps throwing that bird up there. Mrs. Boop the Snoot. Now that's a name. All right, level 22. Here we go. Can Mr. Valindris find the way? They just have to get past the first 3 tiles. But then there is a double radar into a revolving bridge after that. They're going to go for it. They're a little early. They're going to try to stall. Same issue as SolidMustard, but done a lot better. And Mr. Valindris is looking to put some nails in the coffin here. Dick corner to X room should not be a trouble. A little bit of scatter, loses a marble in the back. Wants to get a nice clump of marbles here to handle the double revolving radar scanner into a revolving bridge. Needs to cross sides and stop on the back corner. Oh, cutting it close there. Almost lost a marble in the back. Careful. Gets the timing. Pushes through. They're in. It's starting to look good for Mr. Valindris. Windshield wiper. Scooping around. Needs to wait. Good timing. Divider room up ahead. They're going to wait a little bit. Could go for it, but they do not want to take any chances. Ready to go now. Mr. Valindris powers through. Into the divider room. Splits the marbles. Collects them back in. And now a double vent into egg basket. Let's see if Mr. Valindris can line this up. They might have to stop on the second vent, or they can try to time it perfectly on the far left side. They're a little late on the left. It's going to get dicey. They're going to have to stall. They've got a couple through on the right. They jump over. They're going to stall back into the egg basket. They've got 5, maybe 6. 5 it is. As they're just slopping marbles through. And again, you see the difference in strategy. By ensuring that they had enough marbles, they were able to slop through a difficult combo, not having to rely on perfect execution. Mr. Verlinders using their numbers to the advantage and moves on to level 23. And now SolidMustard is in a bad way. Level 16 for SolidMustard. 7 levels behind. There are 13 minutes remaining, so they need to be doing sub 2-minute levels right now. But every level that Mr. Verlinders beats is just going to be one more level SolidMustard needs to complete. Gets a really bad scatter going around the windshield wiper, has to collect back in, pushes through. Bad scatter again, down to 3. SolidMustard. The pressure starting to get to them. Does not get the timing on the doors. Has to slop it. Good slop to the side. Pulls back. Peels off of the X-Room. Pops down into the squares. Should be pretty controlled to the rest of this. It's distance alone, Nico. Distance alone. Oh, no! That's it. SolidMustard tried to scoot the outside of the octagon to save some time, but scooted a little too hard. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Verlinders on level 23 takes it for week 7. Congratulations. Now, if they want to, they can continue to tilt to try to get as far as possible in the remaining 12 minutes. Entirely their call. That'll give us an official result here. But as it stands, Mr. Verlinders is the champion. Congratulations.